The police called it a suicide. The news called it a crisis. A game, a challenge, a death trap. They called it the Blue Whale Challenge, 50 tasks, 50 days. And at the end, the final challenge, take your own life. It sounded like something straight out of an urban legend, a myth, a cautionary tale. But myths don't leave bodies behind, and yet they did. A mind convinced doesn't need proof. It started as a whisper, a rumor tucked into the dark corners of the internet. A game with no rules, no website. No official creator, just stories. Vague, ominous stories about a challenge no one could prove existed. And yet somehow, everyone seemed to know about it. First, it was a quiet warning on Reddit. Then a TikTok video flashing eerie images urging parents beware. A Facebook post shared thousands of times. A school-issued letter, printed, passed out, warning students to stay away. And suddenly, kids who had never heard of it before were searching for it. They wanted to see it, to know if it was real. And just like that, what wasn't real became something people feared. The more you warn people not to look, the more they do. They searched. At first it was curiosity. A friend whispering about it at school, a news anchor warning parents to be vigilant. A TikTok video with eerie music, flashing screenshots of a supposed task list. It was just talk. Until it wasn't. Then came fear. Because when you fear something long enough, you start to look for proof, not because it's there, but because you need it to be. Because if it isn't real, then why are you afraid? The more the media warned, the more people searched. The more they searched, the more they found. Not the challenge itself. There was no official site, no app, no mastermind orchestrating it from the shadows, but there were stories, speculation, videos of people claiming they played, lists that weren't real until people started making them. 50 tasks, 50 days. At first they were made up for shock value, then some weren't. And somewhere along the way, a rumor became reality. Not because it was true, but because people believed it was. Because what is reality, if not something enough people believe? A fear repeated enough times becomes the truth. The law of mentalism says reality is created by thought, not by evidence. Not by fact, but by belief. If enough people believe something, does it become real? The Blue Whale Challenge didn't exist. There was no official site, no app. No central figure controlling it all, but that didn't stop people from playing. Because fear doesn't need proof, it just needs a believer. And fear spreads faster than any game ever could. A thought repeated enough times becomes truth. The Blue Whale Challenge was debunked. There was no mastermind, no cult, no dark web conspiracy pulling the strings, but people still died because fear doesn't need a villain. It only needs a story. And this story never really ended. It just changed shape, a different name, a new challenge. From Momo to Jonathan Galindo to the Red Owl. The cycle repeats. And somewhere, right now, someone is searching for it. Not because it's real, but because they need it to be. There will always be another game. If thought creates reality, then tell me, What happens when the wrong idea spreads? Because it's already happening again.